Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and we are very excited to be coming to you today with another fresh new guest interview, and this one's going to be a really fun one. I say that all the time. I say all of them are fun, but they are fun. I love what we're doing here. I love getting to talk to a lot of different guys and hang out and just have a good time networking and getting to help each other and grow each other's businesses, I feel like, and just also getting to vent some. Like some of these podcasts are just venting, I feel like, but everybody needs that every once in a while, and I feel like we're bringing some value and also some entertainment at the same time. So we'll go ahead and bring him in, man. Luke with LJ Lawn and Property Services. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Thanks for having me. This is my first ever podcast, so you could expect a few mess ups, but I'm excited.
Hey, this is my 104th, I think, and I mess up every episode, so there's nothing to worry about there. It is. We're just out here having fun, like I said. We're just having a good time, and I think I don't know. There is like being professional and having good quality stuff, but at the same time, you also want to relate to people, and that's kind of what we're trying to do. Is we want to relate to everybody out there because I'm going through the same crap that everybody else is, running lawn maintenance companies and landscaping companies, everything else in between. So, well, Luke, man, just tell us a little bit about you. I've been following you on Instagram for a while now, and love what you put on there. Love the content. You got a pretty substantial following on there, and so tell us a little bit about, if anybody hasn't heard of you, what you do and how your business got started.
All right, man. Well, basically, I started off, I'll just start from the beginning because I don't know, I haven't told too many people. I mean, I have a lot of close friends on Instagram from the industry, which in itself has been amazing, just meeting new people. And like you told me 5 years ago, I'd be talking to you on a podcast.
Yeah.
It's just, it's crazy. But I haven't really told too many people my startup story, so I'll just like briefly touch on it. But basically, like most kids, when they're in the summer of, after school, they're you cut a few lawns, you cut your neighbor's lawns, and you cut your grandfather's lawn and stuff like that. So basically, I would say my freshman year of high school, I started to cut my neighbor's lawn because she sees me cut. She's actually 98 years old. I still cut her grass, but she saw me cut my grass. She was like, "Hey, you want to cut my lawn?" I was like, "Sure." And then the next neighbor was like, "Hey, you want to cut mine?" And I was like, "Sure." And everything was cash off the books. And
yeah.
And then my first big lawn that I got was my grandpa's neighbor. It was kind of like a stretch to push mow every week, but when you have like 5 houses, you're like, yeah, I'll absolutely push mow your lawn. So I started cutting his lawn, and it started to get tiring after that. I probably had him for 2 years, just push mowing it. And then I was like, oh my, I have a huge family here. And I was like, oh, my uncle's got a ride-on tractor. So I was like, all right, well, let's see if I can borrow it. So he was like, yeah, you can borrow the tractor for your bigger lawns if you want. Just make sure you check the oil in it because I don't think it has oil. So me being my 15-year-old self, I was so excited to be on the tractor. I drove it on Main Street up to the property, and I got about halfway through the lawn and things started smoking on me. So that's just a funny story because it had no oil in it. Luckily, it did not blow up.
I was about to say, did it burn up or were you able to save it?
It didn't blow. I shut it off quick enough, and I had to walk probably 15 minutes to my uncle's house, get the oil, and fill back up, go back. It was a nightmare, but that's just kind of, again, just a funny story, part of the experience. But after that, people started to see me. I would take the tractor, and I got a wagon for it.
Yeah.
Put the push mower in the back, the weed whacker, gas cans, and I would ride it. I live in a very small town in New York, but I would drive right down Main Street and go house to house. Cop actually pulled me over once on it, said I couldn't do that. I was like, "Are you kidding me? I'm 15 years old, cutting grass with a tractor."
Got off the government.
From there, just more people calling, seeing me, and they're like, "Oh," I was like the lawn kid, and like everybody in school is like, "Oh, you cut grass, you're so stupid," like whatever. then I got my license, and I was fortunate enough to have my father still has it, a 2000 Chevy Silverado 2500, and I bought a set of ramps, and I put my uncle's tractor in the back of that, drove around, and I bought my own ride-on tractor, which was so cool. Flipped it off the tailgate a few times.
Yeah, I believe that.
Then after that, I got my first trailer for the truck, the 5x8 little thing from Lowe's, and then I bought my first zero turn, which is a Cub Cadet. I don't even know the model of it, but that blew up on me in like a year. And
Probably
then
forgot to
just
put oil in it.
no, there was oil in that one. That's one thing about me is I maintain my stuff very well. Now that I've learned
Yeah,
through the
you
years to
learned your
mess it up,
lesson. Yeah.
yeah, I learned my lesson. But I guess basically to sum it up, my story was I started, uh, I opened up my first like bank account when I was able to with my mom, like a joint account, and I put $900 in it. That's all the cash that I made from being a kid and birthdays and stuff. And I started to just buy more stuff. There's really no secret with me is I put the money into it, bought whatever I could, little by little, managed everything myself. I never had anybody tell me how to spend my money or anything. And then just started buying nicer and nicer equipment. People started to see me grow. And the coolest thing is some of those customers that I had when I was 15 years old, I still got them today. So
Yeah.
they've grown with me, which is really cool that they stuck with me from being this like little guy to like each year my prices are getting more expensive now. I'm like a legit business, so they've definitely they've been with me for the whole thing, which is really cool. And then I after my senior year of high school, I got sick. I got mono, and I played lacrosse. So I couldn't play lacrosse in the spring. So after school, instead of going to the practices, I would go work. And that's I think that moment there was when I was like, wow, I'm doing really good for myself. I'm like after school every day, I'm working until it's dark out. I was like, all right, so next year I'll go to college and see if I can do both. And went to college for like a semester and a half, and I just couldn't fully commit to the business while going to school. I was taking night classes from 7 to 10 o'clock at night, and it was miserable. So I dropped out of college without telling my parents, and just went to work, and they found out like the next day. And they weren't too happy at first, but I think they're pretty. It's pretty cool. They're pretty proud of me now, which is
Yeah.
awesome. But I dropped out, and I went full swing into it. It was a big leap, trust me. It was kind of scary, but kind of just went with the flow with it. And now I got close to about 300 customers, and we service about half of that number weekly. And then, one-off jobs are that number grows every day.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy to think where I came from. And it humbles me to think back on those days where I was just a kid driving a mower down Main Street.
That's crazy, man. There's so many guys who start out like that and just start out grinding, hustling, just wanting
Yep.
to take their business to the next level, make a little cash. I mean, I say take their business to the next level. For you, it was like you said, you get a tractor and you get to drive it around like that. That's what it was for you in the beginning, and look at where you've grown to today. So that's a really cool story, and it's cool to see where you came from. I'm kind of in the same boat as the whole college thing. It's almost the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I stayed for 2 semesters, one year I guess, and then I was same boat, like couldn't fully commit, so I dropped out and started my business as well. And there's a lot of tough decisions to be made along the way. And how did you? So how old are you? Remind me how old you are.
I turned 22 yesterday, actually.
Oh, we're at the same age. Okay, good deal. So yeah, you're just a little bit younger. I turned 22 in November, so
Okay. Yeah.
not we were pretty close there, man. So you were crushing it. You're still. I mean, I consider myself young. We are both young. Like,
We're very young.
yeah,
Very young.
we are young for business owners and stuff. And that's one thing that like I don't ever get caught up in my own stuff because there's guys who are 18 and 19 doing 10 times what I'm doing. But at the same
Yeah,
time,
exactly.
you need to remind yourself every day, and everybody out there listening, like no matter where you're at, applaud yourself for what you're doing. And that's the thing. Like you said, your parents will be proud of you for where you are now, and you've made tough decisions along the way. You were the kid that they made fun of for cutting grass. You said that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
but look at
Everyone.
you now. Look at you now.
Yeah, everyone. It's cool because some of those people that like made fun of me have worked for me in the past years, and
Yeah.
I don't think anybody looks at me and laughs about it anymore. And I post a lot of stuff like not only on Instagram but like my personal Snapchat and my personal Instagram, my
Yeah.
personal Facebook. So everybody kind of has seen where I've came from, and I think they're kind of like, wow, that's like he actually started something, and yeah, I made fun of him. This is actually pretty cool, and it's been like just watching people change like that's always funny to me. But I personally I like when people make fun of me for it. Like I still remember like the text that people would send me like, "You're stupid, you're wasting your time," but I love that kind of stuff. I think that's just so cool. It's all part of it.
Yeah, it fuels you, man. And there's two ways to look at it. There's a way of you could get depressed and shut down, and
Yeah.
or you can take it as fuel and motivate yourself and move forward. So it's really cool that you took that path and have grown into what you are today. So let's kind of hop into the meat and potatoes of the business, and we'll talk about like some actual things in the business, and then just principles and things you've learned along the way. One of my first things that you said there that caught my attention was, like you said, you have a lot of customers who have grown with you from the very beginning, and I understand that's like we're kind of in that stage right now where the customers we have, most of them have been with us for the last 2 years, and so they are seeing us transition more and more every day into a legitimate business, and
Yep.
they're seeing me. They're not seeing me as much anymore. They're
Yes.
seeing other guys take over the yards, and
Yeah.
maybe not be done the same way as it was when I was doing it, and things like that. How do you think you have handled and kept customer loyalty? Because that's something that it's hard to do. Like we say, it's hard to keep employees. Well, you also got to worry about keeping your customers,
Even
because
customers.
especially when employees start getting on yards, and like you said, and we can talk about this. You can talk about this as much as little as you want to, but off air we were talking about the fact that you've gone through 4 lawn crews this year, lawn maintenance crews, like just trying to keep guys. So
Yes.
you have seriously had some serious customer loyalty for your guys and customers to deal with that. Honestly, I mean, there's no other way to put it. Like that would not make me happy. So they must really
Yeah.
love you and the business you built. So how do you think you've kind of built that empire that you have now? Of like they know you, they know the brand, they know
Right.
LJ,
Right.
and
Right.
how are they gonna? What have you done to do
So
that?
so first of all, my customers are amazing, and at first you take everybody you can get, and
Yeah,
unfortunately, you have to let some customers go just because they don't understand. Like they're not. That's a big thing. Is my customers are very loyal to me, and I appreciate them more than anything, because they fuel this whole operation. It's all because of them, obviously. Um, but but going, I like what you said there about like they're used to seeing you, and they're like you're the guy that they can call. I've been told by countless customers like over and over again like, oh, the reason we like you so much is because like I call you, you answer the phone first ring. Anybody who DMs me on Instagram knows I'm really quick on the phone because I have OCD. I do not like notifications. So when a customer texts me, boom, I'm answering, and they can talk right to me, the business owner. If they have any problems, I address them the same day usually, and they really really like that. And there has been a few customers that have seen me kind of getting bigger and not being there, and they don't like that because they like being that like small guy. I'm just theirs. And I've even had some customers tell me like, hey, and they remind me, and I'm glad they do. And they're like, hey, just I know I'm a little bit of a smaller property, and I'm not giving you that much money, but don't forget where you started from. And that there's a fine line between being a business and not forgetting where you started from, and keeping those customers and making them happy. But they've handled it really well. And going to the 4 long cruise this year is I set my standards pretty high. And this year it's been really hard to hire, so I can't be too picky on who I can get. I've basically just been taking whoever I can get and trying to train them the best that I can. But that my customers have my standard from when I do the work, and
yeah,
you start a new crew, and obviously the standards go down a little bit. And some customers I don't show, for those of you that follow me on Instagram, I post a lot of stuff, and I do talk about the funny and the bad stories and everything, but not as much as it really is in reality. Social media is a lot of the pretty stuff and the good stuff, but there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that's ugly and annoying. But it's just you just got to deal with it and learn from it. Um, for example, like I probably lost from last year to this year, maybe 10 customers, which may seem like a lot, but I mean out of
that's not a
over.
lot when you've gone through 4 lawn crews though.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So maybe 10 customers. And for me, I get upset about it at first because like I want to be the best, but at the end of the day, if they're gonna leave me over something stupid like I don't know, like and I get mad too, and I understand where they're coming from, so I can't get too mad. But like I don't know, you weed whack a tree branch or something, or you rip down a tree branch with the the roll bar
Roll
on the
bar, yeah.
mower, like stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I get it. Like, and if I'm there, that's not happening. Obviously, I make mistakes, but um, at the end of the day, they leave you. You just get the next one, man. There's countless people who are willing to start a new company, and they've had bad companies who are unresponsive, who try to screw with them. And when I tend to think when they get a company like me, and there's a ton of other companies around here that are just as good as me, who are just respectful and professional. It really comes down to professionalism and uh, and just dedication to that customer and being responsive and on time. So if you just give your customers I mean, this is just me. All I do to my customers is I answer when they call, I address their complaints when they happen, and they do happen. And I just deal with it. I mean, that's really to sum it up. I deal with it.
Yeah,
That's all you can do at the end of the day.
100%. No, that's the best you can do, and as long as you're giving it your all and giving it your best effort, then it's okay. Here's one thing that I think we should start looking. We should look at losing customers a little differently, and this kind of just has been a thought that I've had of if the customer's going to leave, like you said, if you're doing good work, and obviously standards are going to be different if you're not on the property. Like you're not the business. I mean, you're the business owner. Your employees aren't. They're not going to take care of it the same way you do.
Right.
But if you're doing good work, quality work, you make one mistake or something like that, or they, like you said, they leave you over something silly, or it's not really like even if you make a mistake and bust a window or something one time,
Yep.
if you are quick to reply, you tell them, you get it fixed the same or the next day, like if
You
they're
own
gonna
you own up to it. Yeah.
exactly, you take responsibility. If they're gonna leave you over stuff like that, then you just need to realize and mark it down in your company that they weren't a good fit for you. They weren't a good
Yeah. You
fit
don't
for
want.
your company, and you can say you weren't a good fit for them, and that's that. Like you don't losing customers is something that I just as long as you are doing good work and you don't have an internal problem where guys are screwing up yards, that's a
Yeah.
different story. But if you're doing good work and people are leaving you like that, you just can't get caught up in that whole losing customer thing because it's just not. It's like you said, you go get the next one, and
Yeah.
and then I
You
think
get
that's a
the.
scary thing that a lot of guys. So a lot of guys listen to the show are young in business and they're starting out and it's easy. I mean, they're gonna. What their argument would be, what their rebuttal would be, is well, it's easy for you to say you have 150 weekly clients. You can go
Right.
get the
Right.
next one. It's fine. But there was a time when you didn't have those 150 clients, and
No. No.
you still have people drop you along the way. I'm sure.
Yes, of course. But when you're at for the younger guys listening, when you're at this, and I'm not huge by any means, but I do well. When you're at a smaller scale and you have just 10, 15 customers, even 5 customers, whatever it is, and it's just you, or say you do have an employee, but you're most likely there, you make sure that everything you have the time because you don't have as many customers is you make sure that it is perfect and they will hire you again. You just do your absolute best. YouTube's a great thing. If you have questions about stuff, even if it's as simple as like cutting a lawn, look it up on YouTube. There's so many videos on everything.
Yeah.
Just provide your absolute best, and that's all you can do. And when you get a little bit bigger and you get more customers and you have a little bit less time, that's when you have to start to hire. But you got to make sure that you don't compromise your quality because it's a tale as old as time is quality over quantity, and that rings true in most aspects of life. Just provide quality work and don't worry about that big number yet. You don't worry about the number of customers. Just worry about the quality that you're doing for the customers that you do have. And that's the only thing I've ever done. And I've said it a few times, but if you just provide that quality for the few customers that you have, they will come. More will come because they'll see your quality. That's as simply as all it comes down to.
And those customers will talk. That's the thing. Like if you're doing a
Oh
product
yeah.
worthy of talking about, the customer will talk about it.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, tiny town. I graduated with 60 people in my high school. Still plenty of uh, there's plenty of work to go around here. But people in this town, especially, they talk. So if you mess something up, they know. If you do something great, they know.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing. And another tip for younger guys is, if you don't have, I know most communities have a community Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
Make a business Facebook page, get on there and post some of your. Don't spam it, but when you do good work, just throw up a picture. Hey, if you need your lawn cut, here's my number. Hey, if you need mulch done, here's a picture of my mulch job. And then you'll get a customer that comments on there. Hey, he did a great job. So that's very important to do in this
Yeah.
day and age
Yeah.
with
100%.
technology.
100%. So as we talk here about like getting out of the property, getting off the property, and things changing and keeping quality up and things like that. What are some, I guess, the positives and the negatives, just the good times and the struggles to growing and scaling to a company of your size? Like you said, you're kind of an OCD person. You want to get everything. You want problems to be solved very quickly.
Yeah.
There comes a point where you can't do everything by yourself. Like
No.
there has to come a point where you literally physically can't be on every yard. You can't be on every job. You can't talk to every customer. Like, how have you grown and kind of dealt with those things as you've scaled? Do you have any other internal like office help, or are you still doing everything by yourself? How does that aspect
Yeah.
work?
So it's hard for me to let go of things, and it always was. Um, for the business, like to hand off a big role to somebody else. So last year was my first year with an actual separate lawn crew, of just two guys, and then me and 2 to 3 guys at some points doing the landscaping. So I really enjoy the landscaping. And that was a big step for me to let go. But I had my best friend, he left to join the NYPD. Unfortunate for me, because he was my top guy and he was great, and I it was good that I was able to hand off that trust to him. He got the truck, the trailer, the mower. I mean, thousands of dollars worth of equipment. And it's just kind of like he was with me for the year before he went by himself. So it was just teaching through that time. Obviously now you can't, like, at my level with like customer numbers, like as many as I have, is you can't like do the teaching as much as I had him for a whole year to teach him, but just letting go with him that last year and like trusting him, it has opened me up to trusting people a little bit more, to do that, because like you said, I physically can't do all the work that I have by myself. When it comes to the office stuff, I do my office work in a very particular order. That's something I'm still working on. I 100% need a secretary or somebody just to do something,
Yeah.
because I get home late and I stay up late doing office work all night long. So that's it. I'm not the best guy to ask on this because I'm still working on it. It's just it's a fine line between like just giving someone your complete trust.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just give it to them and then step away. You got to be there and you got to babysit for a while and just kind of ease into it, basically.
Yeah, 100%. So let me ask you a tough question then. What steps do you see yourself taking? And because like you said, you just said you need to hire an office staff or something like that.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
what are your next steps? How do you plan to keep growing the company?
So my next step to keep growing the company is, I would say, priority number one is, just for like my mental state, would have to be just to take one or two tasks off my office load
Mm-hmm.
and give it to somebody else. So I'll always do estimates, but like, say, scheduling maybe, or like picking up the phone and dealing with customer, just something small at first, and just easing um, into getting somebody else to do some sort of the office work. That would be a huge step for me. It would free up so much of my time.
Yeah.
Uh, but going deeper into that is, you need, like, I don't, it's hard to like train people, and then like I don't know how to make that job long term for them. Because a lot of people come and go, which really stinks, and I'm sure a lot of the guys in this industry understand that, as people aren't in this for the long haul; they're just trying to make a quick buck. So, uh, it's finding out a way to have good incentives for somebody to really stay and like see the potential in this company in the future, and to make it like a career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's been probably one of the most difficult things. But getting that office workload off of my shoulders just a little bit would completely change the business. and honestly, just more qualified employees. That's a really big step. But you don't have to. You can scale down and still be a very successful company with just yourself or just one or two guys.
Sometimes it's better to do that.
Sometimes it is. I mean, I know an electrician in my town. He has probably 15 employees right now. He said, "Listen, I've been in business for probably close to 20 years, and I've had 0 employees and I've had 20 employees, and to be honest with you, I make a little bit more money when it's just myself.
Hmm.
It's all about it's all about personal preference. I mean, you can get as big as you want. And I still don't know how big that I want to get. Right now, the level that I'm at, it's pretty perfect without the hiring headaches. It's a pretty good size. Like I always had big dreams of getting like this huge company with like hundreds of trucks and like these big warehouses and stuff like that. But um, again, we're 22 years old. We're so like that's
Yeah,
I can
it's a
people
we're
start
babies.
business. Yeah, people start businesses when they're like 60 years old,
Yeah,
and like nothing's impossible when it comes to growing this business. Um, but it really comes down to what you want to do with it. So that's kind of something I've been thinking back and forth about. But then I look back, you're 22 years old. Like you don't have to like think that far down the line.
yeah, 100%. And something else along those lines of you don't have to look that far down the line. You're 22 is you have to remember that, like you said earlier, Instagram is a lot of highlight reels. A
Yeah,
lot of things you see on Instagram is the highlight reels, the glamorous stuff. It's not all the back end nitty gritty, all the stuff, all the bad stuff that goes on. And one thing, and I don't know, I've probably talked about this on the podcast before, but I have to catch myself like literally probably every other day watching other people's stories who are further along than me in life and in business, who are 32, 34, 40,
yeah,
and they're building shops, they're getting trucks, they're getting equipment, and they're doing this and that and the other. And then I think to myself, dude, you're 22, chill out. Like
yeah.
they're 15
Exact
years
same
ahead of
thing.
you. And
Exact same thing.
and it's not an excuse to not work hard. It's not, I'm not saying that by any means. But
Right.
you have to be realistic with yourself and just say how far ahead are you than they were at your age, and like how far, like how
Yeah.
much
Oh
better
yeah.
can you make yourself every day just by studying and self-educating and growing. But you can't put too much pressure on the growth phase. I feel like you can't rush it.
No, no, you can't. And like what I do the exact same thing that you just explained. But so, for example, what I do is I'll think back to when I was 17 years old, about to go into my senior year of high school. If you told me 5 years from when I was going into my senior year of high school that I would even that I would have my own like truck, I'd
Yeah,
be like,
much less
like
multiple.
I'd be like, whoa. And then you're like, okay, you're gonna have 3 trucks, you're gonna have trailers, you're gonna have this crazy fun equipment that you get to use, you're gonna have these nice lawnmowers, and you're gonna have employees, and you're gonna have all these customers. I'd be like, yeah, shut up, I wish.
Yeah,
So I kind of use that as like, okay, 5 years from now,
where do I
these
want to be?
things that seem sort of impossible, I really, I don't think they are, to be
Yeah,
honest. You just gotta. When I look back on how I felt about my 5 years out from when I was 17, they didn't look like this, and I thought they were impossible, but they're very possible. It's just honestly, and it comes down to, and I preach it all the time on Instagram. It's just there's no secret for me, and I've never been in a business class or been like I don't really have a business mentor besides what I see on Instagram. It's just kind of like work hard. I just work hard and I do the best that I can for my customers. And there's been plenty of issues that have came along the way, but they're all
yeah,
learning experiences.
yeah. 100%. That's good. That's good stuff. I mean, because I deal with that stuff every single day. All those same things of self doubt, and then looking at yourself and reminding yourself where you came from and where you want to go, the work that needs to go into it, and all those things. So let me ask you this: we're both sitting, and then I know this is kind of turning into like a personal conversation here, but I like it. It's
Oh yeah,
you're both 22. We're both 22. There's other guys out there who are 22 or younger.
yeah,
What are some things? And like I'm in the same boat as you. I didn't grow up in like a with a business background. My parents didn't own any type of business. Like I didn't learn any of that stuff growing up. I just kind of started it and ran with it. Like that's all. That's
yeah.
all. That's what's gotten me here today. Is a lot of self education and hard work has gotten me here. But what are some things that you've helped that have helped you learn along the way the things in business? Because there's so many things that I'm still learning about, like hiring employees and employee like quarterly taxes and all the stuff that goes into being an
No,
employer. Like all that stuff that you just don't know. You don't even like. I
never
didn't
know.
even know. I didn't even know it.
Yeah, no, it's stuff that you didn't even know existed.
Exactly.
Like for one small example is here in New York, I get taxed every mile on my dump truck because it's commercial. Every mile that I drive, there's a tax for it. Just crazy stuff like that. And it varies from state to state. But there's, I mean, you can hundreds and hundreds of things that I never knew even existed.
Yeah.
Um, and when I first started, probably when I first made the business, like a legal business, um, it was probably one of the most stressful days of my life when I got these papers and stacks of papers of the stuff that I don't even know what I'm reading, man. I'm just putting in my name, my address, my
Yeah.
social security number.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea what's going on. I will say the one thing I don't do, and unless you're smart like that, at least for when you're first starting out, hire a good accountant because
Yeah.
that'll help you a lot. That's the one
100%.
thing that guy does some stuff for me that I do need to educate myself a little bit more on it because he could be screwing me for all I know. But he sends me these forms and everything, and he fills them all out. Basically, I just provide the money. But
I'm sure he likes that.
hire a good accountant.
Yeah.
Maybe learn a little bit as you go, and then eventually you could have your own accountant that works for you instead of an accountant that works for multiple people. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a wizard at this stuff by any means. I've definitely learned a fair share through the years, but uh, I would say it's sort of just like trial and at least for me, it's been sort of just trial and error, and there's been very long late nights scratching my head over this stuff that sometimes you just get random stuff in the mail from the IRS or from
Yeah.
like just like legal stuff, and you just kind of gotta. Luckily, we live in today's day and age with the internet because I don't know how business owners before our time did it because when you got a question, Google's my best friend. I look
Yeah.
it up.
So
YouTube.
this is I want to hear your opinion on this. Do you think entrepreneurship was as big of a deal before pre 1995, like before the internet? Like, because I wonder, it's so easy to do. Like, it's still a lot of hard work, but you
Yeah.
can start up a business pretty easily. I mean, you can go file an LLC online. Like, you can do all of it.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I think it. I don't think it was nearly as popular to do. Um, but it might have been a little bit more. So I'm not sure, like stat wise, on this at
Yeah.
all. It could have been people. I think they say like if you make it like 5 years in business
Yeah.
successfully, I think that's like today's day and age. I feel like a lot of people because it's so easy to start up a business, and then it fails. Which is no problem, man. Like if your business fails, there's so many different things that you can do with your life. But I think maybe back in the day before the internet uh, people really had to figure out how to start a business, and it was a lot harder to start. So maybe
Yeah.
they stuck with it and were more successful. I'm not sure.
No, that makes
It seems
sense.
like it could make sense though. Yeah.
Yeah, that 100% makes sense. Um, yeah, that's an interesting viewpoint. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but I don't even remember where we
No,
were
I don't
going
even know
with
what you're
that.
saying.
Yeah, I don't even remember where we were going, but I mean, that's all good stuff. Business is just business in general, and it's one of those things you just learn along the way. I'm the same way. Trial and error has gotten us to where we are today. So much more to do, so much more room to grow. We're nothing of any size compared to what you're at now. We just have a good time and try to make a dollar every day. So and try to impact other people out there.
Yeah, man, I take it as seriously this year especially. I take it day by day.
Yeah.
I'm super stressed most days, but uh, you got to obviously plan ahead. But when it comes to a day to day basis, you get a fresh start every day. That's a great gift. To just wake up and I like to go to bed with nothing on my plate for the day. That's why I stay up late usually. I like to finish it. And then you wake up with a fresh start. And you just get another shot at it, man. I mean, it's like a game. You just get to start over and you get to go.
Yeah.
You mess up, you learn. You do good work, and I love the job itself, like doing the work and like customer reactions when they see some of the work, and like that's what it's all for me, honestly. And that probably sounds cliche, but I swear, man, it's uh it's just about making people happy and make putting something there that wasn't there the day before. Or when you drive by one of the lawns you caught, you go, "Dang, that looks good! Like I did that." That's super cool for me.
Mhm.
Um, and I know a lot of people in the industry feel the same way, man. Be proud of your work. If you really love it, you'll make it. You'll make it work. I mean, that's it. That's as simple as that.
Yeah, it's great going to bed with nothing on your plate, but don't you love that? I mean, don't you just love having nothing on your plate and you wake up and you already have a missed call from a customer at like 6 a.m. and it's like, what are you doing calling me this early? Like I had
Yeah,
nothing to do.
it changes so quickly. Like the only thing that I'm backed up on is estimates. They just I go into great like detail with them with pictures attached to them, and like I'm super like into the estimates. Like I like to make them as professional as possible. So that's the only thing I get backed up on. But when I go to bed and I got nothing, or like say I make it to like I make it like out to the first job. It's like 7:30 in the morning. I'm like, oh, today's a great
Yeah,
day.
there's
Like
no
nothing's
problems
going,
yet.
no problems.
Yep.
Everything's on schedule. And then boom, you get that one text and you get an email. It's like, oh man, yeah, that's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what do you think one of the hardest things has been throughout aside from this year's hiring crisis? That's
Yep,
obviously probably number
yep.
one. But
Which isn't just me, by the way. I know
yeah,
everybody's dealing with it.
yeah, that's across the board. What do you think one of the hardest things has been in your time in business when it comes, whether it be to scaling or just growing slowly but surely, like back when you were by yourself? What do you think one of the hardest things you've had to go through in business is?
Sacrificing, this is hands down for me, is sacrificing my personal life at extreme measures to make a business like possible. Uh,
Mm,
I've had to miss countless family parties and hanging out with friends or going out on a Friday night. This stuff just when you do this and you're by yourself, it's close to impossible. I was late to my own birthday party by an hour yesterday because I was on the computer doing work. That's been the hardest part, and it's all part of the growing. Again, hiring fixes a lot of those issues, but hands down is sacrificing your personal life for your business.
well, has it been worth it? Do you see a light at the end of the tunnel coming out of that in the
Oh,
next couple of years?
so it's so worth it. I think anybody who's started up a business is uh, you have to sacrifice a lot, and you're not necessarily told that at first. Again, this started by just cutting grass and then getting $20 bill from somebody. Like, wow, this
Mm-hmm.
is easy, but it's all part of the experience. And I know a lot of guys who are like, when they're stressed out in the spring, as much as it sucks, it's a great feeling knowing that you're busy and like it's like this weird like I hate it and I love it at the same time. But yeah, man, I picture this. This is like I'm not doing this like short term. This is for the long haul. And I never knew it was possible to do this as like an actual job and actually make money and buy like a house and buy stuff like that. Like this stuff's all possible with this career. So as much as those missing the parties and the Friday nights, as much as that sucks, um, it all pays off and work. It's gotten easier as I've learned to uh, just like space my time out more and plan my days a little bit better. Um, but there's no there is no words for what I'm gonna say right now because I lost my train of thought.
No, no, it's good. And the thing with those missing those parties and those Friday nights, and not saying anything bad about anybody that's going to those. You live your life the way you want to live your life, but
Yeah,
look at how far ahead you are than they are at right now. And let's be
yeah,
honest. I mean, you're probably years and years ahead of where some of those guys are at. Whether going to those college parties and going and having a good time, like quote unquote having a good time, like
yeah, absolutely.
look at where you're at.
Yeah,
Look at the future you're building for you and your future family, and the houses you're going to be able to buy, and the fun you're going to be able to treat your kids to whatever they want, and things like that.
yeah. Yeah, so that's what when you ask if it's worth it, yeah, this is set like I'm setting up right now. These are the grinding years. I'm setting up like my entire future. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a good way to look at it. So, what does your company do? As far as like services go. I know you said you got about 150 lawn maintenance accounts, but what else do you do landscaping wise? I know on Instagram I see you do all kinds of different landscaping services. So, what
Yeah,
are some of
yeah.
those things that you do?
So like just like any landscape company that doesn't just cut grass, like the bread and butter stuff, like mulch installs and stuff, like trimming stuff like that. That's the easy stuff. And then um, around here there's a lot of gravel drivers, so it's like really big for us is just regrading gravel roads, and all I use for that is my little Bobcat MT100, which is probably one of the best purchases. I use the thing every day for everything. Um, like grading, gravel driveways, a lot of topsoil and lawn renovations. And then like last year, I started to do a little bit more hardscaping, which is really where I want to go with the landscaping side of things, like patios and some rock walls, retaining walls, that stuff for me. Again, it's new, so it'll probably get old at some point, but that has been really where I want to take it.
Yeah.
As far as other services, I mean, snow removal in the winter, spring and fall cleanup. So it's like all your basic maintenance stuff, and then starting to branch out into some bigger stuff has been really cool. And the only way I've started those things is basically telling customers, hey, this is my first time like doing a rock wall, so like, I'll lower the price here, and like, are you willing to? And again, my customers have been great about it. Like, yeah, let's go. And just years of just starting new things and watching a lot of YouTube videos on it, and some embarrassing YouTube URLs like how to make a rock wall, they pop up through through the learning process. But that's all. It's just practice, like anything. The more you practice it, the more you do it, the more you learn. Probably close to hundreds of mistakes on the new stuff, but those mistakes are like, okay, now I know never to do that again. That's honestly the only way to learn, when you don't have somebody teaching you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And that was actually you to answer my next question of one of my favorite questions that I like asking people is, are you hiring those services? Or are you learning yourself and you're training yourself, and then you're going to teach other guys how to do those things? So as far as hardscapes go, are you learning the hardscapes out yourself, or are you hiring guys who know how to do that stuff?
No, yeah, it's definitely the former. I'm usually starting, like, to be honest, I get embarrassed. Like, if I have a employee with me and I don't know.
Yeah.
This is like a year or two ago. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing, so they're not doing anything, and it's kind of this like weird middle position. But that's just like, the more jobs that I've gotten, the more that I've learned, and now I apply what I know to newer employees that are with me. And I've had the opposite, like maybe 2 times, where guys would come in and they're like, oh, I know how to do this, and then they're doing it their way, which isn't the way that I like to do it. And it's just like, so I'd much rather be the one, again, it's my business, so obviously be the one teaching, instead of having somebody to come and show me their way. I want things done the way that I've learned them.
Yeah. Did you just get in the Bobcat and start grading and stuff? Did you just learn that yourself, or did you have somebody teach you?
Yeah, I mean, I rented before I bought that. I mean, I rented the thing so many times that I was like, this is like, I was renting it, so obviously I was getting the money from the customers, but I was renting it so much that it was like becoming like more than a monthly payment.
Yeah.
Way more than a monthly payment would be on the thing. So I was like, I should like totally get one of these. So, and I've first time I ran an excavator, I was at a job ripping up bush and like a bunch of like these crazy bushes we got here, and putting in just evergreen trees. And I was like, dang, this would be easy with an excavator. So I rented one, and I was like, wait, you can actually just rent one and drive it and like, just take it.
Yeah.
So I rented it, and I'm a quick learner, and I learned how to run the thing by myself. I looked up a YouTube video, figured it out, and then so when I bought the MT100 Bobcat, I just I ran that one many times. So I bought it, and it was, I mean, I used the thing for, the only thing I haven't done with it is cut along with it, but basically everything. I mean, I trim bushes with it, I stand in the bucket, use it as a ladder, and it's just an awesome machine.
That's the most stable ladder you'll ever get.
Yeah, man, I had a 12-foot step ladder the other day, and I was like so scared of the thing. I was like, I like my Bobcat bucket better.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, fun fact, I'm very scared of heights.
Really?
Yep, but I have to do it. I was up on like a 25-foot extension ladder, ripping off ivy off my house the other day, and I was absolutely terrified.
Were you shaking a little bit?
A little bit.
Oh, man.
I like pause my music when I'm up there, because like I always have
you gotta really think.
I always have a podcast for music, and when I'm up on the ladders, I'm like, I gotta pause it. I'm like,
you gotta devote all your focus to holding onto that ladder.
Oh yeah, every single step.
So Christmas lights isn't for you then?
No, but I've been talking to a few guys who do them, and apparently it's a very profitable service.
It is. I dabbled in it this past year, and the little bit that we did, it was, if you do it right, you can make a lot of money doing it.
Yeah, I've heard some crazy numbers from some friends in the industry, but the biggest reason is that I don't really, because it's obviously very time restrained. Like you got to do it before Christmas, and
Yeah.
my fall cleanups take me till about like a little bit into January if the weather cooperates. So again, without the right employees, I kind of have to make that my priority. And these cleanups that around here is for the guys that follow me on Instagram know these properties are there's so many trees, and they drop like crazy, and these properties are huge. I actually don't know the acreage in many of my properties. I just think they're massive. And
Yeah.
guys from from the Midwest who kind of have like HOA like community homes, they're
Mm-hmm.
like, wow, these properties are huge, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the way. Well, I'm in the same boat as you. We have acreage properties. We don't have a bunch of small neighborhood
Yeah,
HOA
yeah.
homes.
I'm always jealous of the guys who are like, yeah, we cut 25 lawns today. I'm
Yeah, I
like,
was like, okay, I'm looking to get 12.
yeah. Yeah, you know how it is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it's so cool seeing the different places of the country that have like just totally different terrains and different, like some people don't even get a fall where the leaves drop. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the thing that I always ride Brian because I've never seen his mower go over a hill before. He's just in the
Not one.
flattest. He's in the flattest part of the world I've ever seen. So it's like,
Yep. And it's just like little houses all right next
yeah,
to
I
each other.
know.
And listen, I would take that any day for
Oh
cutting
yeah.
grass.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's you talk about being profitable and route density. I mean, they set up for greatness. So,
Oh yeah.
I love it. I mean, obviously it's hard work, but I would love to be in that climate. But I like being where we are too. I like getting on the bigger properties and parking at one spot and going.
Yep.
So
So I recently visited Christian with CNI
yeah,
Services
yeah,
in the Chicago area, and he was like, "Yeah, we should." I totally wanted to switch when I was there, and I worked with him for the day. And when I was there, I was like, "Oh my God, I need to work here." And he was like, "I want to work where you are." So I'm sure you get tired of it,
yeah,
just like we are now. But yeah, it was what a beautiful area he
yeah.
was in.
If you have his phone number, you need to text him and tell him to reply to me so we can get a podcast. I've been trying to
Do you
get him
not
on
have
here
one with him?
forever. No,
Do you
I've
not
been
have them?
no, I've been trying to get him on here for forever. We're gonna go through this live here, and
I'm gonna send him a picture right now.
you should FaceTime him. You should FaceTime him right now and see
I'm
what
gonna
he's doing.
FaceTime him. He probably won't. He's doing college and
Oh, he's probably in the bed.
in the business, which is nuts. No, I'm gonna FaceTime him.
Let's see if he answers. I would love for him to answer. If that's how we got him on here the first time, that would be epic.
You could throw it in the title. It'd be with guest feature.
Yeah. the wow, yeah, I love. Man, Christian's got some cool stuff going on up there. He's got a
Yeah,
huge
Christian's
business.
got a bit, and like you said earlier, is he? Yeah, he's not gonna answer. He's younger than us.
Yeah.
And his operation is probably well, we were talking like employee wise, his operation is double mine.
Yeah.
And he's only 20, which is it's nuts. But it's all about, like, I get jealous of stuff. Like when I see other companies, and you touched on it earlier, is you see these huge companies, you get jealous, but then, like you said, you gotta humble yourself a little bit and be like, yo, you're good. Like,
Yeah.
calm down.
Yeah. 100%. One question about your leaf cleanups. I want to hear because you got a lot of leaves. So you're obviously doing. Do they all fall at once, or do you have to do multiple cleanups on the same property?
So basically, we mow until the end of October, and it
Yeah.
gets a little bit messy in the October months with the leaves. It's like, we're just cutting leaves, which
Yeah.
does help for like when we do the cleanups. But I try to do two for each customer. So one at like the end of October, and it depends on the year, but I don't think the leaves fully dropped until about like December this year, and it was like, oh my gosh. So we did like, it's typically 2 to 3 per customer. Some only do the one cleanup. I push for the two, obviously, but I give them a cheaper price if they do more than one, obviously, for the per cleanup price. But some of the properties, the prices are just like, we're there for just one cleanup if it's just one cleanup for the customer, and we got it booked for, like, say it's like November. Number one, it's freezing out, but we're there for 10 hours just getting the property clean.
No way.
Yeah, it's like a whole day. I mean, with the windstorm now, I got the Skag windstorm, which is, again, a great purchase. Like, I couldn't do a leaf cleanup without it. That has been a huge game changer. So kind of, I remember from 2 years ago without the windstorm, we did this one house. It took 8, 9 hours, And then last year with the windstorm, it took 4 hours. So basically,
So it
it
cut
cut our
it in
time,
half.
cut our
Wow.
time in half. Yeah.
So you're
But
saying you blew leaves for 9 hours?
oh yeah, I spent my fair share of days behind these for 9 hours. So
Like
your right
9
shoulder
hours?
really starts to hurt with those BR 800s.
Yeah. Hey, that's a beast of a blow. That's what we run. Um, where was I going? The 8 hours. See, you said you lost your train of thought earlier. Now I'm losing mine.
There you go.
The
Yep.
but I can't lose my train of thought. That's the problem.
Yeah, you gotta ask the question.
The with the leaf cleanups. Oh, I know what I was going to ask. What is your, if you don't mind sharing, what is your biggest ticket leaf cleanup job?
Pull it up right now. See what we got.
Because leaf cleanups just blow. Everybody does them so differently. Down here we do them like we just keep a maintenance schedule essentially. We just keep going
Yep.
like bi-weekly all the way into January most of the time.
Right.
So
So honestly,
we don't even really change our pricing that much because we just transition from cutting grass to mulching leaves.
yeah. So I mean, that would be. Um, oh yeah, that's the one. Hold on. So that would be like honestly like our October mowing. It's like like you're not mowing anything. It would make more sense to come on a weekly basis and blow leaves because they drop
Yeah.
so quick when it happens. They just go. You know what I mean? But then they constantly fall until whenever the weather snaps, and then once it snows, it's like oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
just a nightmare. But okay, so this was on April 20th, 2021. This place, there's a picture of it somewhere on Instagram. It was insane. I was there for I forget how long. It was $3,100
Holy crap, to clean
for
up some leaves.
for one leaf cleanup. I think I
Oh,
was there for more than one day. I think I was there for 2 days. And I think I did it by myself.
no way.
And it wasn't much windstorm. It was all
All
it was like
backpack.
it was it gives me the chills. It was so bad.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
It
To
wasn't. It honestly wasn't worth the money. It was well, like the money was worth like it was priced right, but it was
Yeah.
like I'd
It's
rather do anything else.
yeah, I'd rather go do something else to make $3,000 than that.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Uh,
So actually, if I can, I got a question for you.
yeah.
What is you're like so you cut a lot of lawns. You do I know you do like mulch and everything. Is there any other stuff that you're dipping your feet in?
Yeah, we do. We got into some like softscapes and like planting installs and stuff. We've gotten into that pretty good
Yeah.
amount. That's kind of where I want to go. I kind of want to take the company and run, and kind of like you're saying, I want to do the landscape stuff. Let other guys go out and mow.
Yeah.
So that's what we did today. We did mulch and stuff, and they went out and
Yeah,
mowed,
so
and so that's
would you ever? I know it's like a big conversation in the industry. Would you ever let go of your lawns and go full into landscaping? Because like I go this year, especially, I went back and forth on it. Um,
if
but
I
I'd like to hear your take because I got my thoughts on it.
yeah no, and we can talk about it because if I had the work, the steady enough work to be able to justify going into landscaping full time, I would 100% drop my lawns.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think there's not
Yeah.
enough. There's too much customer service involved, and the profit margins aren't there for
Biggest thing is
for what
because
it takes. Yeah,
there's so much back and forth with things, and
because
you gotta
me and Alex Kirby have talked about this before on a podcast or on Instagram or something. We talked about this, but the lawn maintenance business is one of the hardest businesses to run and be a business owner and like turn into a CEO role because it's so time consuming and it takes so much. There's so many hands-on things with that. Like
yeah
you have to be so involved in your business. It's so
yes
hard to like streamline that and get yourself totally out
right.
and still make money. That's the thing. You
Yeah,
still got to make
yeah, and
money.
you forgot you even once you get down that line, it's like, oh yeah, and make money. It's
Yeah.
like, and there's just so much. Like most of my texting with customers is about the lawn. It's just
Yeah.
like
Oh,
it's like
100%.
these little stupid things, and they add up.
Yeah.
It's just like it
So
becomes
do
a
you
bit of
think
a
you could
nightmare.
do that one day? Is that, I mean,
Yeah, well, I tossed it this year, but again, it's just like it is at the end of the month when I send. So I do my lawn maintenance billing monthly. Everything else is by the job. When you look at the number at the end of the month, you're like, okay, that's a good chunk of money, and
yeah.
that's constant. It's every single month.
Yeah,
You don't have to.
it's bill money. It pays the bills.
It pays the bills. It pays the bills, and it's there. And it's always say you run out of landscaping, like okay, well, I'm just not going to sit on my butt. I'm going to go and cut grass. I have enough
Yeah.
lawns to cut. So like it's I know some of the bigger guys around here have gotten out of it, and we have a really good like community of like landscapers in my town, who we recommend each other for different things. And I've had to turn down so many lawns this year.
Mm-hmm.
One of the bigger companies let go of a lot of his lawns, and he gave them all my number. Just like day after day, people are calling. And they call me into like August. It's like, you don't have somebody cutting your lawn yet.
Yeah,
It's
buddy. Yeah,
August.
yeah.
You gotta turn them down. That was another hard thing about the business, is
Mm-hmm.
learning to say no.
But you got
Which
to. You have to.
you have to. You got to know when the customer's not for you, and usually you know right away.
Yep. Yep. One of the best quotes I've heard is if you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Like, you
Yeah,
say yes to that
yeah,
customer,
yeah.
you're saying no to something else down the road.
That's it.
You could be saying no to a $10,000 landscape job because you're doing an $80 weekly lawn maintenance.
Yep, yep. And
And
you're getting your you're getting complaints every week. So like if
exactly.
you pick a bad customer and you sign a contract with them or something, and you're stuck with them for the year, and they're just giving you a hard time constantly. It's one of the worst things ever.
Yeah.
And I do post on my my Instagram for work. I don't really post some of the funny stories of customers, because like I got a lot of customers on Instagram who follow me, and I don't talk bad about anybody, but there's some funny stories that you just shake your head at. And I put those are on my personal Snapchat. And I know some guys are in my DMs asking for that, but I
Yeah,
don't
you
give
got
it
to
out
keep
to
that.
I don't give it out to everybody. But
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I think, but before we wrap this thing up about the mowing thing, I think honestly maybe my ideal way to do that would be. So do you follow Andy Mulder on Instagram? You know who Andy Mulder is,
what's
the hardscaper. He's got a big hardscaping company out in I don't know, Missouri, I think is where he's at. Maybe I don't know. I don't know
so
where he's at.
for as much as I'm on Instagram posting, I really don't scroll that much through
Yeah,
it because it's a big time screens. But no, I don't know about after
yeah,
looking at
yeah. You need to follow him. You talk
what's
about
what's his name? Sorry.
Mulder Outdoors is
Oh,
his.
Andy Mulder. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I got him.
he's doing
I
that
do.
massive landscape job right now, like
Yeah,
creating
yeah,
a
yeah.
pond and all that stuff. So the way he runs his business is he does all the landscaping, and he has a crew that run. He just has one crew that goes out and mows. And I think if I continue to go, if I wanted to get it more and more into landscaping and do all that, I don't think I have a desire to scale a mowing route. I think I would keep it like you have. You have one route, or like, do you have one crew that does those 130 lawns?
Yeah, so that number it's like constantly. So like it goes by like it's basically 130 every 2 weeks, because
Yeah,
around here it's some like we have a lot of wooded areas. The grass doesn't grow too quick,
yeah.
so there's a lot of bi-weekly lawns, which I'd prefer not to do, but you kind of have to around here. Sometimes, especially in August, you're cutting a
We do a
lawn
lot of
every
bi-weekly
week.
down
It's like
here.
you're cutting nothing. I
Yeah,
don't like wasting time or other people's money.
yeah, 100%. So I think that's what I would do is that if I could keep one maintenance crew to keep that bill money coming in, pay them, make a little bit of profit on it, and just like I said, pay the bills and keep a little bit of revenue. That's probably the way I would do it if I
Yeah,
had a good foreman to lead it.
yeah, that's the hardest thing. And like last year, I had that, so the landscaping was like stress-free, worrying about the lawns. When they learned them all, it was solid. So this year, what I had to do to like, I planned my spring for that, and then I realized that I don't have a capable crew,
Yeah,
so I had to shift my weekly lawns, just the lawns, and I was doing them with the crew. And then the off week, which was the bi-weekly lawns, they were doing them themselves. Well, I did the landscaping the other week. So there's a little bit of mix up. It's still a little bit
yep.
confusing, and it's almost the end of June. Uh, but, it's just day by day.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey man, that's real life struggles. That's the real life of a business owner. But man, can you believe we talked for 58 minutes? That's crazy. It's
That was
just
58 minutes.
yeah, this has flown by. But
Jeez.
I got one final question for you before we do wrap it up. I want to be respectful of your time. It's getting close to your bedtime there. So,
Well, I am almost. I
that's right.
got a few quotes in my bang out. We'll see.
I hear you. One final question that we do ask try to ask all of our guests here on the show, if I remember. But I love hearing everybody's different answers on it, and everybody's always different. And it's pretty simple, but it's kind of a complex question. It's what is your why?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
What is your why?
What is my why? All right. Yeah, it was kind of tough. My why. I think it's when I look down the road and I see like a wife and kids, and having a boy, one of my like having a boy that's mine, like my kid, who takes over the company when I'm old, and coming home every day, and like that. I think about that constantly is thinking about having this nice house with a beautiful wife and kids, and coming home to that every day, and that because a lot of people's wives are their families, and I don't have like I have my parents and my brothers and my sisters, but everybody provides for themselves. So I don't have somebody to provide for right now. It's just me. So I think like it's more of a I could see it as having that one day, and I just want to get there so I can provide for a family and create future generations of my family who run this business for who knows how long. It could be something that, like, I'm a first generation business owner, and I think you are as well.
Yeah.
And that's a really cool thing. It's like making a legacy, making a name for yourself. So I'd say that's my why. It's really not about the money. I enjoy the work. I truly do. And just creating a business from absolutely nothing, from $900 in a bank account that was shared with my mom when I turned 18. I had to like kick her out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, so man, that's good stuff. That's a good why, and you get to create that legacy, change your family tree, and create things for your kids that you didn't have, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool that you're striving to do that, and I think you're definitely going to do it. You're on the way to success.
I appreciate it, man. You questioned one more? Sorry, I know that was your follow-up, but
I don't care.
Are you married? I saw the ring on your finger.
Yes, I am married and have a kid on the way. So
awesome, man. Yeah. Congrats.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That is so cool. I see the way I smile when you say that. That's so awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. It is. It's very rewarding. It's like you said, it's not about money. Like the business to me, literally, like one of the least things I might be a bad business owner for this, but like one of the least things I care about is the money. Like I don't care about the money. It's just creating. I'm just funding a lifestyle that I want to live and getting to help other people and enjoy life with my wife, and like I said, kid on the way. And so, like you said, change your family tree and create a legacy.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's that's summed up perfectly. That's exactly right, man.
Yeah, I love it. Well, this is we're going on an hour and 1 minute, so that's crazy. This has been a good one. I love when we get on here and do these long shows, because when they hit the hour mark, it's just been good conversation. It's just having a good time hanging out, and
flew by too. And for everybody listening, this was literally our first time ever talking.
Yeah, literally, I know. And you go for an hour and 1 minute, and could go for another hour. Honestly, like if we're being honest, I could probably go for another hour here
easily. Yeah.
But
sure.
I want to be respectful. I know you got quotes to send out, and got a long day ahead tomorrow for you, and I know I do as well. So, where can everybody find you on Instagram if they want to connect with you, if they don't know who you are or where you're at? Yeah,
just Instagram's ljlawn.property maintenance. I know it's long. If you just type in LJ Lawn, it should pop up. And that's all I'm on right now. I would like to get a YouTube started, but that's down the road. So follow the Instagram, check it out. I post every single day, tons of stories.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
It is. It's a good time. Love following you there. That's, like I said, that's how we connected. I saw you. I've been following you on Instagram for a while. So
I didn't even know.
Yeah, love all.
I see you. I look at your stuff, but I didn't even know that you followed me. I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, when you get to be a bigwig like you and hit that 10K mark, then you just kind of forget about us little fish. I know how it is, but we'll get there one day.
I don't even use it, Jack. I don't even look. I just post.
Yeah, no, I hear you. That's the way to do it, because you can get so caught up so quickly in the numbers.
Get sucked in for sure.
Yeah, 100%. So, well, when Christian calls you back in the morning, you just tell him that I'm waiting on him to do a podcast. So
he DM'd me after I FaceTimed him.
Why would he not answer?
Yep. He said, he emailed me and said, yes, sir.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no, sorry. Okay, my mistake. That was at 10:50.
Okay, so he was
11:50.
All right. Oh, there we go. Well, when he calls you back in the morning, if he does, you tell him I'm waiting on him.
Getting him on there.
That's right.
Do both of us too. That would be fun.
That's right. That would be fun. That would be an awesome episode. So, well, I know I've said this a million times, but I want to respect your time. I don't want to keep you up any later. So, without any further ado, that's going to wrap this one up. If you enjoyed this episode, would you give us a thumbs up on the ratings and reviews? Those really help us and boost us to a bigger community, so we can continue to grow the community one relationship at a time. So, Luke, thanks again for your time tonight, man.
Hey, I appreciate you, brother. It was fun. Good time.
Absolutely, guys. Well, if you enjoyed it, like I said, leave us a rating and review, and we look forward to catching everybody here on the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.